Hi everyone, this is Sifu Thommy together with Mark again. Today we're going to address something that one person from our community voiced. He wanted to know what do I do if somebody shoots up with a jab but he brings his chin low. Because in the previous video what I used to do is when the jab comes in, I used to go in with chain punches here, but then maybe the shoulder is in the way so I can't come in. Or maybe I shoot here but my fist would end up at his skull, which might even fracture my fingers. So there's a few scenarios that I'd like to talk about in this regard. We have a concept, and the concept is we use something soft against something hard. So that would be, for example, the palm of your hand against the skull, and something hard against something soft, for example, your knuckles against somebody's throat. So the very thing you don't want to do, obviously, is go ahead and strike with the fist towards somebody's skull. That could end in hospital for you. Not a good idea. One scenario would look like this. Maybe he comes in with that thing. The first thing I do is I shoot in with the Wing Chun hook. Wing Chun hooks are a little bit different. You find them in the Buchi form. They don't look like this. They have the elbow slightly down. So if Mark stands here and he tucks his chin in like this, just your chin in, just do this, yes, then I may not be able to hit him with a punch over here without hitting his chin. But if my elbow is low, then it's very much easy for me, or very much possible for me, to actually hit his Adam's apple here. So that's one thing that you may want to do, is from here to either shoot like this, so you go over his arms so that you control from here, or to come in from underneath the arm and then use the same thing here. What you could do is you could use a movement that we have in the fifth set of the Tsjun Town, which we call the Wan Zheng, a lying palm strike in the same scenario, either on top of the arm, or, one more time please, underneath the arm, using the concept of something soft against something hard. Now, what you can imagine probably is if you hit a hard object. I don't know if you're familiar with the Wing Chun wooden dummy, for example. It's a very hard piece of wood. Would you ever want to use a fist against that hard piece of wood? Probably not, right? And it's similar here. I would not want to hit him with my fist, but you can use your palm and apply a lot of force into the wooden dummy's body. And that's the same thing that happens here. So I can use my palm against his skull. And what will happen is that his brain will hit against the skull, which will confuse him. It will disorient him. And I make use of this. There's another strategy that we have in Wing Chun. It's the so-called 3 times striking theory. The idea here is, for example, he strikes, and I go, where I would go, number 1, hitting him against the skull, opening up, then the second one that's supposed to knock him out, and then the third one, which we call the safety punch, to make sure, or the safety strike, to make sure that the second one actually did the job right. So you have the actual strike, you have the knockout strike. The first one is the diversion strike, if you will, or concussion strike, to make the brain hit against the skull. Second one is the knockout one, and the third one is the security one, just to make sure that the second one did its job right. So going back to our scenario, what you want to have is forward pressure all the time. So if he attacks with that jab, I don't want to just simply deflect, because that's going to open me up for a follow-up strike on his side. What I want to do instead is I want to go with him and make sure that I do get in contact with my arms, with his arms, if he should do something, so that I'm able to actually strike here, to strike here, strike here, strike here, so that you actually open up gaps in this scenario. So if it's only one jab that he comes in with, it could be this. It could be this, it could be this, it could be this, it could be this. So there's a variety of things that you can do. And if you should shoot him with the second one as well, that may make me change my side, so that I go from the left to the right, so that I'm standing here in his flank in order to be able to apply a lot of force from there. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Mark, thank you so much for helping out. If you should want to learn with us, we are now in 90 schools across 19 countries. If you are interested in that, our schools are available at wingchun.com. Or if you would like to train online with me, there's an online academy. You can access it at wtonline.com. If you should have any questions, feel free to send me a message, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.